Hey guys, Crisis here. In today's video, I'm gonna tell you guys what I think are the two best overhauls right now for Stalker Shadow of Chernobyl. One of them is gonna appeal more to the players that like Stalker Vanilla more, so it doesn't change too much, and you're gonna still feel the nostalgia when you used to play it, and so nothing too much changes. The other overhaul is going to change the game a lot to the point where you might even recognize the game. Yes, it changes that much, and it turns the game a bit more like Stalker Anomaly. It adds way too many features that I'm going to tell you later on, but for now, let's see what these overhauls are right now, shall we? So to start with, we have the overall Autumn Aurora 2. This is the our first overhaul that doesn't change the game that much. So when I was playing this overhaul, I immediately my childhood came back to me. Like pretty much the overall does make the game look a bit better, a bit more. The trees look better. It has that like again autumn feeling, but again it doesn't change anything about the game. It's still the Stalker Shadow of Chernobyl you all know and love. It just adds a bit more of immersion. You feel more immersion into the game when you go back to the labs and you go to the forest to hunt mutants. It has that extra maybe feeling you were missing. I know the old Stalker Shadow of Chernobyl used to have a really good immersion, and that's what made this game Stalker Shadow of Chernobyl Stalker of Chernobyl. But this mod intensifies more that feeling of afraid, especially when you're inside the labs, the mutants right behind you, the sound, the cracking when you're in the tunnels, all of that makes for a really good ambient of fear and just like the zone in general, So if you like how Stalker Vanilla looks and you don't want to have an overhaul that changes too much, that it still feels like the old Stalker of Shadow of Chernobyl, I would say that you guys should try this overhaul because it really hits back home. And after that overhaul, we have Radiophobia III. I'm gonna, as the video length is gonna assume, right? I'm gonna talk about more Radiophobia III because, as again, Ultimate Roarer 2 doesn't really do much changes to the game, but this one does the most. Again, you're gonna feel like this game is a complete new game and looks a bit more like Stalker Anomaly than the older Stalker games. So, what does Radiophobia actually do? What are the big changes? So, first off, it includes a bunch of new quests, edited quests, new quest lines even after finishing the main story, and a lot of gameplay features. It also runs on the newest OGS era 64-bit engine, so it has a really big graphical improvement, the new DX11 render, and a lot of other features. It also greatly improves the stability and fixed save corruption issues. As an art, economy, ammo, and supplies are scarce, so it makes the gameplay a lot harder than the vanilla Stalker Shadow of Chernobyl. That's first, so you need to watch out to have some drinks so you don't die of first. Adds a lot of weapons with realistic ballistics as the tap and models. So when you equip a new suit, you're gonna feel like you really have a new suit. Your hands, the part of your hands is gonna change a lot. So it makes it so it makes you excited to get that new suit. It also has animations for using our items like harvesting mutants. Now you do it like the anomaly. You have a knife and you open up the mutants so you can loot them, and it has the animation of putting the part into a backpack, which is pretty cool. Flashlights, NVGs, and gas mask swipe, so you can get the rain droplets out of your gas masks. Besides that, food can get irradiated. Outfits have a lot of belt slots, so you can have like fog grenades to put in your M4 grenade launcher, or just put artifacts in your belt. It adds new suits and helmet masks with separate slots, kind of like Anomaly, where you can have a Stalker suit and then have a helmet that belongs to a scientist suit. So you can make a lot of combinations. So the suit is like really good for bullet and rupture protection, and then the helmet is really good for radiation, telepathic, and chemical protections. Besides that, it revamps a lot of artifact hunting. A lot of artifacts here are changed to sometimes what an artifact used to give you bullet protection or rupture protection now might give you more bullet or rupture protection, or might give you an additional stat. It adds dynamic news, drivable cars with working trunks. It adds new mutant variations, dynamic artifact spawning. So so you can go back to a part where you found an artifact after a few days, and you might find different artifacts out there. This one adds also Ukraine voices, so you feel like for people that think this is more realistic, that's pretty good. It substitutes the English voices by Russian voices. And besides that, that's a lot of new quests, visual and sounds. A lot of the textures have been changed. New custom use NPC models are by the new HD models that you see on Stalker Anomaly. They look completely different from the models from Stalker Shadow of Chernobyl. Cinematic bullets like hitting the walls. As you can see, there's a lot of different stuff here. But what I wanted to tell you guys is it has all these changes, right? But it also adds new quests. And for me, these new quests and also the visual sounds and everything is what's really important. So let's go a bit into that, shall we? So first up, one of the really big changes in Radiophobia 3 is right at the beginning. So instead of starting right at the bunker, you're gonna start at Sid. Sid's gonna tell you while a big speech about, oh, you're nothing, Mark One. I don't care why I saved you. Blah 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 blah. You have to do some stuff for me because nothing in the zone is free, right? So you get your first quest. That is go to a pile of radiation, pretty much on the right side of the camp, where you have to get an artifact and get that to Sid. So pretty easy. We got a different quest. It spices up a bit of things. Nothing too big, right? But there is a big difference, and the big difference is in this kind of overhaul, it counts as you being part of the dead truck, and so all the stalkers know this, and all the stalkers don't like you. So if you try and go to the rookie village inside the Stalker camp, they will shoot on you until you prove you're like worth it. You're on their side. You're not just gonna go there and kill them all. So how do you prove this, right? By doing the quest as it told you. So instead of like going to the camp and doing whatever you like, in the beginning of the game, you're a bit restricted to doing this quest of going to the pit of radiation and all of that, which isn't too bad because it gives you a tutorial how to it gives you a tutorial about radiation, artifacts, anomalies, and it counts as a bit of an introduction to the dangers of the zone. So I'll consider it a tutorial if nothing else. So yeah. So you go to the pit, you grab the artifact that's it once, and then you get a mission out of nowhere telling you that some stalkers, some loners decided to shoot an helicopter, a military helicopter, and the helicopter just fragged all the loners. And so you're going to have to go to the position, see if there's any survivors. I like the way all this displays because you're just like minding your own business, and out of nowhere, a quest. It's not a quest, but like something pops that you can go if you want to. Although in this case, you're kind of you kind of have to go even if you don't want to. But I'll consider this a good thing. Quests popping out of nowhere that you have the liberty of going or not. One other good thing that I forgot to mention is that this also adds, if you saw it a bit, a radiation container. That if you get any artifacts that make your radiation go up, you can just add one of these cases and put the artifacts inside. It's a really pretty decent feature that makes so you stalkers that like to hunt more artifacts should definitely get one because yeah, you don't die just by radiation. You need to have other artifacts that get your radiation down. So a decent feature. So as I said, as you can see right now, Sid gave us a message saying that some rookie shot the helicopter and we need to make our way there. And this is also a new quest that this mod adds. After getting to the place, you see that pretty much all the stalkers are dead except one that tells you to look for medkits or loot his dead companions to find a medkit so you can heal them. So you get up there, you search all the stalkers, you get some goodies like some armor, some weapons, so you can equip yourself, all good. And right now you can see the tab. So see, my guy equipped an outfit. You can already see that the the body armor right in the end's already changed. That's one cool feature that I always liked on Stalker Anomaly too. So you talk to the guy, you give him the med kit, you help him out, and by helping him out, he pretty much tells you all about the zone in terms of like you can't trust anyone. There's a lot of mutants. The zone is always trying to get you, always to kill you. You know, if you played the other Stalker games before, you know pretty much the drill. But the good thing is, after saving this guy, he will go back to the camp and tell all his other comrades at Rookie Village that you're okay, you did a good job, and so he'll put the good word with you. The only problem with this is he'll put the good word with you, but you can't still go to the Rookie Village because they will still shoot you. What you actually need to do is go all the way back, talk to Sid, and then after giving Sid the artifact that you gotten on the pit, don't forget to take the artifact out of the cache, or else it won't count as you having it. Then Sid will say, "Oh, now you can go to the rookie village," and he will tell you to go speak with Wolf. After that, you pretty much, if you play the game, it's pretty much the same thing. You talk to Wolf, you go save Nimble, and nothing really changes besides this starting point. One other thing that I think this overhaul improves a lot is when you go to the more populated areas, like for example the bar. Everything, I don't know, just feels a bit more lively, you know? You see a lot more stalkers, the music is pumping out, you know. I don't know how to say, but again, it just feels really different. It feels like more lively. It feels like, oh, this really feels like a place where every single stalker is like getting together, talking, lamenting their sorrows and all of that. I know the old vanilla game also used to do that, but I do appreciate again the graphic changes, uh, seeing stalkers more with the HD models. It gives again that vibe of the graphic overhaul. You really feel the graphic changes. It makes it so it feels like it's a game from modern days. One other big change is the gunplay is here seems completely like more difficult and again a big overhaul here. Stalkers here will see you faster, will react faster to you, and sometimes we even pre-fire. Although I do think the pre-fire is kind of a bug because there can be an enemy behind the wall, and you'll shoot behind the wall and shoot if you're behind the wall. So, but yeah, this overhaul makes it the combat really tough. And when I mean really tough, is you have a couple of seconds to react to the stalker. Stalkers will still try to sneak on you. And all that good stuff. Besides that, you have an ammo counter on your bottom left with your HP and your stamina bar. They can tell you where when your armor's about to break, is yellow, red. In terms of food, water, it gives you pretty much every single indication you need to survive every single challenge you face. So yeah, the combat feels extremely. It doesn't feel at the point of Stalker anomaly, but it does feel harder in terms of like mutants and enemies will take more bullets, but it doesn't get to the level of bullet sponges, you know? It's just like a quick head-to-head shot will kill pretty much every single human opponent. For the mutants, it doesn't really work like that because I don't really know. It might consider like they have some kind of armor in the head or something. So yeah, the gunplay here seems incredibly polished and really new, and I think most of you guys will enjoy it. And finally, we reached to the point where I think this overall really works. This also works with Ultima Aurora, but again, I felt a bit, because of the graphics, I felt a bit more intense. So, when you get to the labs, I'm gonna be honest with you guys, for me, labs is the most excited I get when I play Stalker. Just going to the labs just feels like a really big experience. And to be honest, I wish there were more in the base games and even in Anomaly. This has all the sound effects that make this scenario feel incredibly scary and making you explore. And also, it just makes it look perfect, you know? To be honest, the labs here are really hard, but they also were in the base game because burrowers. I just don't know what to say. If you played every single Stalker game, including including Call of Pripyat, you know the burrowers are just a son of a bitches that don't really care what they do. They just throw at you, take out your arms, and yeah. So labs are incredibly hard. They feel pretty immersion in this overhaul. It has all the tickles, all the rustles, you know, that make it so the scenario looks incredibly creepy. You're out of time. It makes it so you're running out of bullets, so you don't know what to do. You may even use your knife, but it doesn't work. All the poltergeist and all of that stuff. This overhaul also does it pretty well. So, in summary, pretty much Aurora is a pretty good overhaul for if you don't want it a really big difference in experience, you know? You like the game while it was on vanilla, you're feeling a bit nostalgic, so you want to try it because it looks a bit better and the immersion is better. But if you want more better graphics and more of a Stalker anomaly, kind of like better engine experience, I would say go with Radiophobia 3. Right now, I found just a tiny bit of bugs with Radiophobia 3, but nothing too game breaking. In terms of Autumn Aurora, I didn't find any bugs at all. The game is incredibly stable, runs pretty well, and again, you won't run into any kind of problems. Radiophobia might run into a bug or two, but nothing too big. But yeah, that's pretty much my ideas of the two overhauls you guys should be playing right now. It just really depends if you want having a nostalgic vibe or if you don't mind, you want to have like a, kind of a new experience and have just a better engine. But I hope you guys enjoyed this. If there's any overhauls I'm missing that you think are maybe better to try right now, let me know and I'll try to cover them. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this quick review of the two overhauls. Pretty much more about Radiophobia 3 than Autumn Aurora. But yeah, I'll see you Stalkers in the next review. You guys have a good one.